The use of virtual reality to support educational outcomes is something that we've talked about a fair amount here on the channel. We've looked at how we can use VR to support language acquisition. We've looked at how we can use it to support understanding chemistry, how we could use it to travel the world and see other cultures, how we could use it to travel into space or into the ocean, how we could use it to travel through time. There's a lot of different ways that virtual reality can help support our educational objectives and help people learn more effectively. Well, today we're going to take a look at an app that helps us learn physics in virtual reality. It's a great app. It has a lot of different experiments that I can do, and we're going to play with that. But there's something else that I'm going to share with you about this app that I think is even more significant than the app itself. The app is fantastic, it's great, it's a really useful tool, but the folks that created this app told me why they created this app, and they told me what led to this app being developed, and that's a very interesting story that could very much change the landscape of how we use virtual reality in education. Let's take a look at the app, and then let me share with you why I'm so excited about this app and what caused this app to be developed. This physics app was developed by Edda Knowledge, EDDA, and what it allows me to do is have an entire physics laboratory at my disposal. So I can look around, I have a classroom environment, and I get a menu that allows me to choose from a number of different experiments. These experiments I'm guided through. I can also play around a little bit, but you're really guided through the experiments and you're able to go in and start learning the concepts. This supports classroom learning because this provides the experimental aspect to the physics that you're learning in a classroom, making it much more interesting.
Welcome to Einstein's theory of relativity. In the first part of the lab, we will investigate the concept.
So as you can see, we're able to go through, we get a lot of guidance for the lab. We're able to see objects.
Explains how inertial observers in relative motion disagree on the timing of events at different places.
Now this is something that's really going to help students conceptualize what's happening, things that are very difficult to understand unless you're in an actual environment where you can visualize what's going on, and that's what this app allows us to do. There's a lot of different fun experiments. For example, we can go in and we can interact with different objects. We can pick up spheres, we can put them into beakers filled with fluids.
Insight that Archimedes did 2,000 years ago. Archimedes' principle states that an object submerged in a fluid is buoyed up by a force equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object.
Now it is guided and you can see that I'm playing around. I have a little bit of a free form playing here. You should follow along with the experiment, but I was just playing around to show you some of the features. Some of the things we can do is like have sliders, have buttons, have objects, all of which make learning much more effective. This physics app is great. There's other experiments, and I'm going to be making a subsequent video where I'll go deeper into this app by itself. We'll look at how we can use our hands instead of just the controllers for a more immersive environment. We'll look at some of the other experiments, how we can use positive and negatively charged particles. There's quite a bit to it. We can immerse ourselves, the students can understand physics, really see how physics works. That's great. But there was something that really struck me when I was first contacted by the developers and told about this app. They contacted me and they said, hey, we've got this app and it's in sort of just pre-release and it's something that your audience might be interested in because I do VR in education here on the channel, and do you want to take a look at it and share it with your audience? And I was like, well, of course, I'm always interested in that. But then they said something that I thought was really amazing. They said, the reason why we have this physics app is because we did a research project. And in that research project, we looked at students that used virtual reality to study physics and students that did not use virtual reality to study physics. And we found that those that used virtual reality did better when it came time to test them. And I thought, whoa, you've really buried the lead here. That is a major piece of research. The idea that we're now starting to see support in research that virtual reality yields better outcomes is a big deal. I will link to the study down below so you can check it out yourself. It's part of a published work. It's on page 115. I'll put this all in the description. Now, the study itself is written in, I believe, Swedish, so I had to use Translate in order to read the article. But sure enough, it has the conclusion that students may have had the perception that they did just as well as their peers, but then when it actually came to performance metrics, those that used VR did better. And this is an amazing piece of research. It is now starting to take virtual reality and not just say, oh, this is something that can help us learn, but actually it's proving that virtual reality is something that can help us learn. There's a lot more to be done. I myself am currently trying to seek some funding to do some virtual reality with presentation, social skills, combating loneliness in the world of academia, where we have people that maybe are new to an environment and they need to practice social skills, interviewing skills. More on that in a subsequent video. But the idea that actual research is being done and we're starting to measure the effects of virtual reality and how it impacts education is massive. So this physics app is great. And like I said, I'm going to do some other videos that just dive right into the physics app. But the real key takeaway that I got when they contacted me and told me about this app is when they mentioned the research that is the reason why this app was then developed further and now is available. So it's a very interesting thing that's happening in the world of virtual reality. It's a very interesting thing for research to be conducted to see the actual effects. If anybody out there knows a massive donor that wants to help me with my own research, link down below, let me know. Anyways, but if you like the video, hit like. If you're doing your own research in virtual reality and you've got some structured research with some results, I'm doing some preliminary research, just some proof of concept stuff. The research article I linked down below is very well done. I think you'll find it interesting. If you don't read the language, you may have to translate it in order to understand it, but I was very impressed. So I wanted to get this video out there. I wanted to find out if we have some more like minds out there. Comment down below if you're actually doing some experiments. Comment down below if you're interested in learning about more experiments that are being done. That adds the research component to the use of VR in education. It's going to be very interesting in the next few years to see exactly what the outcomes are of using this incredible technology to help students learn and immerse themselves and hopefully achieve better results with the technology than they could without it. So fascinating stuff. Here on the channel, we look at how we can use technology to learn and teach better. And if we see research like this, that's a pretty good indicator that this might be a technology that is starting to mature. So fantastic stuff. Okay, see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll do another video on the physics and the physics app more depth, but comment down below. Talk to you later. Bye.